Hey everyone, how you doing? Monday. We're back. We're live again. Quite a good morning so far. Done 4 videos this morning. 4 of the videos will also be used as podcasts. So it's 4 videos, including 3 podcasts that come off it, and then 1 other video that someone requested early today. And I thought, let me just quickly knock it up. Only took 5 minutes to record it. So yeah, I've already edited them. I just got to upload them onto YouTube and Buzzsprout. That's what we use for our podcasting. However, I won't do that during the lives because it sometimes affects the buffer speed and how things are working on here. So I'll leave that for later. But I hope you're all okay and having a good Monday so far. My Monday's been okay. It's been all right. There's nothing major happening at the moment, to be honest. Just recording videos, setting stuff up like that. There we go. Okay, cool. Been contacted by someone who might need some page speed, performance, stuff like that. However, I've gone back to them with a price, and they expected that to do all 20. Not 20, it wasn't 20, it was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think it was 14 pages. And I said, no, that's the price just for me looking at your back end, your plugins and all of that stuff. And then doing your homepage. You want extra other pages, you've got to pay more for it. I'm not going to... He goes, oh, I thought your cost was regardless of pages. I went, no. I said, no. You could come to me with 1,000 pages. I'm not going to do it for the same cost as I would do for a 2-page website. Hey Carapace, thank you very much. 5,000, yeah. I think on YouTube it still shows it as 49999, but it's actually bigger than that. So at the moment, if I just double check on my YouTube studio, it's 5002. So we're 2 over 5,000. There's always a chance as the day goes on, it might dip, come back up again. Hey Peter, luckily though, we've not experienced that. So we've not had a period yet where we lose. Hey George, we haven't had a period where we lose subscribers, which is good. You always worry about that. There'll be a point where people just start dropping off and going elsewhere. But so far, so good. So far, so good. So I was just saying for anyone who's just joined now, someone from the Elementor experts, when they find your details, contacted, page speed performance. They sent me their link. I had a look at their site. It needs tons of work. It's like they've just completely ignored all the things we say. Fonts, WebP images, sizes of images, CSS, JS, loads of stuff. Their page has got right at the top when you get the hero banner. There's a motion animation as it appears. And it's like you're delaying things. Don't do that. And they wanted a cost, and I told them here's the cost. And I think they were assuming that we would also what? It's alright, they've just come back with a question. Hey Charlie, they've just come back with a question. Now they've come back saying, can we provide a full quote and proposal for the optimization? I feel like saying it's all in the email. There's your quote, and I'm not going to waste time on it. No, absolutely, George. Well, here's the worst thing, George. They used a theme, right? It's called the Ohio, Ohio, by Calibro, I think it is. It's a theme that's been built for WP Bakery and Elementor, but I think it was built for WP Bakery first, and now it also works for Elementor. Anyway, I said to him, there's only so much we can do. I said, we can improve it, and we can sort stuff out, but if a lot of it is down to the theme you've built, I'm not going to be touching your theme. You know? Hey Tony, how you doing? Hey Mark. Yeah, so just quickly reviewing the questions. Hey everyone. Yeah, George. So they go after a specific design. They just put their stuff in. Then they go, oh, the page speed ain't good. Because there's a lot of templates and themes out there. They all say the word, they all say the words that, oh, the park trip. Ugh. After, I'll be honest, it was after 10 minutes, it was quite cold. And I was like, right, can we go in now? I've had enough of this, it's cold. But a lot of templates and themes, they all say high speed. And like, I've gone to their demo. Hey, Gerald. Some of these websites that say high speed, you go to their demo, and then when you run the demo through PageSpeed Insights, the demo's like 40%. And you go, your demo's not even high speed. You know? And you claim to call yourself a high speed template or a high speed theme. You go, what? Of course, it could be due to other back-end stuff, but for me, it's like, don't say you've got a high-speed theme, and then when I test the 3 demos you supply, they're all 40, 50%. You kind of go, well... No, so this person says, can I provide a quote? I'll be honest, I'm just going to give him an email with some details. I'm not doing a full-blown quote. Why? Because they're starting to come across a little bit like maybe they just want details of us over what to do and what to improve on. So I'm going to keep it quite scarce. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time. And this actually relates to a video I've recorded that's not out yet about how much free time do we give away? Where in fact we're feeding the beast, we're giving them the details for them to just go elsewhere and go, all right, this is what we want done and how we want it. So it's great to get a lead, but it's one of those where, you know, now they're saying, oh, I've got to get it internally signed off. Well, how about you get the person who internally signs off to speak to me? You know? Hey Aishman, how you doing? Well, I hope you've got a lovely cake ready, Gerald, or a surprise. What are you doing? You're gonna have a meal. I know you like going out to eat, don't you, Gerald? So, you going out anywhere? That's what I mean, George. That's what I mean. So in the past, right? Sometimes I'd get someone a lead, and I'll tell them, yeah, we'll use this plugin, we'll use this theme, we'll do this, we'll make sure that is done, and then they could disappear and get it done. And now I'm just like, right, I'll just tell you here's what it's going to cost for your homepage and your back end. After that, it will then cost this much extra per page, and this is what we're going to do. And if they don't like it, I don't really care. I don't care. If they come back and go, yeah, okay, we'll work with you. Great. Great. We did not have to chase them. They came to us. Great. But when I get a feeling like, and I don't like it when they come back with, oh, we need a quote because we need to get this intern. You know what they've even put? This is what got me a bit rattled. They went, because you're a freelancer, we have to get it internally signed off. So I've gone back going, we're a registered company, not a freelancer. So rest assured, you won't be left hanging. The cheek, how dare they? I mean, they wouldn't have known. You could say, well, they didn't know. But I mean, if you wanted to work with someone, would you go back to them and say, you're a freelancer? Like, what? So Gerald, which renaming would be useful for later finding all in Google? Rod Stewart. It's Rod Stewart, isn't it? No, that was Rod Hull, wasn't it? I'm thinking of isn't it Stewart? As in with a T, or do you pronounce it with a D? Or is there another Rod Stewart? Is there another Rod Stewart? Is there a Rod Stewart? No, yeah, I only know Rod Stewart. Yeah, as an example. The second one does work better, to be honest. The 2019 Rod Stewart Munich 001. Yes, don't worry, Joe. I just suddenly thought, oh, is there a Rod Stewart? And I thought maybe there is. That's what I thought, and I thought maybe there is. Don't worry, Gerald. The second one would be better. But don't forget, there'll be like 1 million images of Rod Stewart out there. Yeah, I mean, for filing away your images, year at the beginning will work, but you could even have the year right at the end as well, you know, or you could even do Rod Stewart, Munich 2019 001. So maybe Munich 2019 would work. No, so I'm thinking, oh, okay, yeah, so 2019 Munich, Rod Stewart, you could do that as well. But if you're filing, it depends if you're filing in year, because when you do it, when you sort it A to Z, then it will be in year order, which is good. Or you might want to do Rod Stewart Munich 2019. So now you'll get all the Rod Stewart Munichs in order before you get the different years, 2019, 2018, all of that. If it was me, I'd have the name of the artist at the beginning. I'd have Rod Stewart. Hey, Jacob. Or Jakob. I'd have Rod Stewart. And then I'd have Munich 2019. I'd have it like that. Because it might be, say he plays in Munich every 2 years. You'll always have the Rod Stewarts in order. You'll then have the Munichs all in order. And then it's got the year, so it kind of sorts itself out. But yeah, Tony does year, month, day, name. Yeah, but Gerald, like look, Tony does it the other way as well. But yeah, and Peter kind of does it similar to me. To be honest, it is very subjective, but the way I am so OCD about things. I tend to have the name. I tell you what, so working in the NHS, I used to annoy a lot of people with this. Some people, what they do is they have folders. They have like 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016. And it makes sense. Don't get me wrong. Anyone who does that, it makes total sense. So let's say you did a bit of work in 2016. There'll be a copy of it in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, whatever. I prefer to have folders for the actual work or the type of work. So if you're doing work for, say, capacity planning, so you're planning the capacity of use of stuff, right? I'd have a folder called capacity planning, and in there I would then have the 2019 or the whatever versions, but I know both ways work, and so it is a little bit subjective, but it's also down to what system you prefer. So I prefer to start with the name, but Tony would prefer to go, I know loads of people that would do what Tony does. In fact, I think the majority would do what Tony does with the year, month, day, name. Yeah. But locating images like with this artist name at the beginning kind of makes a bit more sense as well. But we're not here to spend 2 hours talking about the folder names. But anyway, yeah. My concepts are normally by year, but this is for finding by Google. Hey Sandy, how you doing? The artist name at the beginning, I think that could work well for you. From the whole Rod Stewart point of view, or artist point of view. I think that could work quite well. Remember, if the music's too loud, right, please let me know. Okay? Too loud, let me know. Do let me know. It's weird, I've lost interest in writing this quote up for something. I just feel like I've already told you the gist of what we do. and I've told you the price, and I've told you the extra price. What more do you want from the quote? And I just feel like a bit like... Yeah, let me change the music. Let me change it from the words one to the instrumental one. Boom. There we go. Instrumental one's on now. No, what Peter is saying... No, what Peter is saying is the music is good, but I'm talking through it. I think that's what Peter is saying. That's how I read it. And Peter's right. I'm talking through it. Welcome back to Web Squadron FM. Does anyone here, do you understand what I mean by when you've already given them details and now they go, oh, but we want a quote? I kind of go, do you ever get that? Do you ever get that feeling where like, let me put the music down. Let me put the music down. There we go. Let me put the music down. Take care, Gerald. Take care. Do you ever get that feeling where like you get asked to give a quote or something? And hey, Mohammed, yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, take care, Gerald. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Have a great day with your guests and the whole birthday thing. But do you get like, you get asked to do a quote or something like that? No, Mark. We don't need to do a timeline, Mark. We don't need a timeline. That's what I'm kind of saying is that I'm just going to reword the details I've done before. It's like... Literally, I'm just going to reword what I've written before. Yep, so I'm just going to break it down, cost and time. And here's the other thing, right? If ever you get asked to do page speed performance improvements on a website or the optimization, you do have to protect yourself because I then make very clear there is no guarantee that this will definitely improve. Because you got to understand that if you build a website from scratch, right? And you've already got all the performance and things in your mind as you're building the perfect container or section. You know, your performance, your mobile, all of that stuff. Your fonts, all of that. You're doing all of it. Then you can get a really good score. When you're working on something that's already built and you're now trying to improve it, you can only get so far. You can sometimes, by luck, a bit of luck kicks in. You can literally get it to a point where it's amazing. And you've hit 95, 96%. Amazing. However, if the server speed is like that, your score will go like that, won't it? And, hey Dave, yeah, Carapace, the website will break. But it's also... So there's only so much you can do. You might improve the images, you improve the optimization plugins, you improve the custom local fonts, the WebP, all of this stuff. The CSS, the JavaScripting. You try and stop some motion animations or deferred movements or screens, whatever, cumulative layout shift. You improve all this stuff and the website still hits 80%. The customer might come back and say, you've not improved my website. Right now, this website, and I tested it 4 times, does not go over 33%. The desktop is 60%. The mobile is 33%. And you know what? All they've done is swap the words and images out on this theme, this Ohio. So the issues, the bulk of the issues are to do with the theme. I mean, the fact the theme, when you load it up, the hero banner does a motion animation like this. You know, fade up. You know, so on the mobile, fade up. Of course, it affects the speed of what's loading up. There's a delay in the content loading. And you would think, why would they do that? You know, why would you do that on the hero banner? Obviously, they don't understand performance. But they call themselves a high page speed performance website theme builder. Yeah, I bet they are. I bet their interpretation of high speed is that it actually opens. So they probably hit refresh, sit there for 2 hours. It's open! High speed, we've done it! You know, they're comparing their speed to when we used to have modems. You remember the really old modems? Compared to that, it is high speed. Compared to what I call high speed, no, it's not. In fact, on the mobile, it took nearly 10 seconds. I tested it on Responsinator and my phone. It took nearly 10 seconds to open. Right? But anyway, if you do get contracted or commissioned to improve someone's page speed on the desktop and the mobile and all of this stuff, I make it very clear there is no guarantee we're going to get it supersonic speed. It will definitely improve. There is no doubt about that. It will definitely improve. But you're only going to get so far because you're now working with... Basically, you're working with a bag of crap. When you have a bag of crap, you can remold it. You can take bits out. But at the core, it is still crap. Okay? I don't know how to explain that any better. So you can make it, improve it, better it, make it look nice and everything, and you've taken out bits and pieces, but at the end of the day, it is still exactly what Mark says. You can't polish a turd. That's what I mean, George. So George has hit a very good point here. So, sorry, Dave, you've written something and I've just missed it. I need to come back to you. So when people say that, as soon as they said that, oh, you're a freelancer, I kind of go, it feels very similar to something I always say all the time in these live chats. If someone says to you, oh, what do you do? And you say you're a web developer or web designer, their gaze goes from like that to like that. They're almost looking down on you a little bit. I sense that and see that as well when I'm speaking to people or when you get a customer contact you. Oh yeah, but you're just a web designer. And you kind of want to say to them, like, and George makes a very good point. A lot of solicitors, accountants, right, are freelancers, right? Writers, freelancers, journalists are freelancers. A lot of them are, right? Decorators are freelancers. It's just the way, you know. So I just find it's a term that I think gets brandished about a little bit, not in a great way. Right, Dave, I'm coming back to you. I'm really sorry I didn't get your question. 3 new pages. Exactly. And Dave, you're doing exactly what you should be doing. Yeah. Sisters books, photos, 3 different layouts. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And that's what you do. Can I ask Dave, what genre are your sister's books? What genre? Don't say erotica. I don't know. What are they? What genre are they? Don't say unicorns either. Unicorn loving books. Ugh. Don't say unicorn loving books, but what genre are they? Has anyone seen Death on the Nile? The second Poirot movie by Kenneth Branagh. I didn't like it. I didn't really like it. Murder on the Orient Express was pretty good. I found this one it dragged so much. And the CGI backgrounds, I understand why, because of COVID and all of that, but the backgrounds were like, it was so CGI'd. It looked so fake. It was, oh. What I'm trying to... So here's my point, Mark. Here's my point. Ah, okay. So this is Dave saying it's romance type stuff, fantasy women. The reason I'm saying if it was erotica, the covers might put off some people. It will attract some, but there's a majority it would put off. So where we've got romance type, fantasy women. Right, so this is good. If it's a mixture of romance and fantasy, there's a chance it will still appeal to the science fiction and the fantasy market as well. If they are pictures of just a female standing next to loads of roses going, you know, or she stood like that with a bloke and she's got her hands on his back, you know, you're going to alienate some of the market a little bit. So, but yeah, when you've done a bit, can you send me the link again, Dave, or a screenshot? I won't share it here, just because you know, just to have a look, kind of thing. Yeah, Peter, it's just I thought I was really looking forward to Death on a Nile, right? And I just found it was like there was so many bits in the film where I feel like you're overdoing it. Just get on with the film. You know, like Peter, the bit right at the beginning where you've got Armie Hammer, the actor, and the female, I can't remember her name now, the one in the red dress, and they're dancing together, and they're dancing really close and intimate dancing. That didn't bother me, but it went on and on and on. It was like, we get it. You love each other. You're into each other. Poirot has noticed it. Other people have noticed it. Just get on with the movie. Yeah, nice one, Dave. Look forward to that. Okay, cool. I will now do that. Oh, I'll tell you what, Peter, how long it took, like, it took nearly an hour before the murder occurred. And I just felt like all the exposition they've done leading up to that, all the little moments, they could have revealed that as Poirot's investigating. He then finds out there was a fight. He finds out there was an argument. He finds out that actually this woman is this man's previous. You know, you could have done all of this as you find out. So we are led on a journey of discovery, not boom, 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 boom. I have to be honest, I actually forgot who the murderer was in Death of the Nile. I forgot. You know? So I actually forgot who was the murderer. But it was so obvious who it was, wasn't it? It was so obvious. Like, as soon as she arrives on the boat, you're like, yep, she's the murderer. Or they're still into each other. Fear Index. Not seen that one. Not seen that one. Okay, so Dave, I want to give you a little tip here. If you're trying to attract similar genre, those covers are great. Those 3 covers are great. They will attract. If you're trying to attract the science fiction or the fantasy market, you're going to have to try and get some covers from authors which are more into that genre. However, it depends on, are you planning to go for all types of authors, or are you trying to hone in on so this is what I call the chilled relaxing. It's romantic as well, but it's also what I call like the chilled the chilled everyday genre almost. But if you're not planning to do like high-end fantasy kind of books or sci-fi books kind of stuff, then you're fine. If you do want to attract that market as well, then you might want to try and mix it up and try and find a cover like that as well. Because it's all about, or crime. Sorry, crime's a big one, isn't it? So you might put out an advert, you get 100 crime writers come to you. They might like what you're doing as a website. And at the end of the day, you're not the one creating the cover, are you? But the types of websites you create for a romance everyday novel will be very different to a website you create for a sci-fi high-end Gears of War, you know, Ripley, you know, Terminator, you know, or even Lord of the Rings, you know, really high-end stuff. Yeah, I do get what you mean. I do get what you mean, Dave. Yeah, I do get what you mean. In fact, Dave, I'm giving you permission, okay? Right, so if you do a search for me on Amazon, okay? I've got some books. You might want to try this cover. So if you look for this book, okay? If you want to do a website using that as a cover, I'm giving you permission. You can go for it, okay? You know, if you want to do something like that, it's up to you. But you might want to just reach out to some other authors as well, just so you can give that variety, really. But then again, you see, once you got 1 or 2 clients, your example websites and your portfolio will grow and grow and grow. So just keep going, keep going. Guess what? I've got an appointment today in 1.5 hours, 90 minutes. Guess what the appointment is for? Guess what? 90 minutes. In 90 minutes, I have an appointment. Guess what for? You'll never guess, but I will let you guess. Go on, what do you think the appointment's for? What do you think the appointment is for? What do you think? And don't worry, Dave, whatever you do, yeah, you don't have to worry about, like, pleasing me, all right? Because it's not like you create a website for me. It's just giving you, you know, whatever. And if you want I think I've still got a high-quality JPEG of that somewhere. Hair transplant? Are you kidding me? I tell you what, I'm starting. My hair is receding back, and I don't want it to recede back anymore. Peter actually got it right. I didn't want to say it because Peter got it right. Interior design. So I've got one of those online appointments with the IKEA stylists. So I'm gonna just like, it's only 25 quid. 25 quid is a lot better than paying someone £300 and they give you just a mood board. Oh, just do this and do that. And you kind of go, what the heck's this? So 25 quid for them to just kind of give me some ideas and inspiration. I have to be honest. I know some people that have used them before and they've always come back with good stuff. You're very perceptive, Peter. You're very perceptive. Very good. I'm gonna give you a tick on your cheek. That was the wrong way around for the camera, isn't it? There you go. There's a tick. Hey, I'm Barto. Render blocking issue on Hello Theme. Hang on. Is it? It will. Are you using an optimization tool like Autoptimize or WP Rocket? Are you getting that? And have you actually applied the George might know more, by the way, but have you applied the Elementor experiments for the DOM one? What's it called? DOM. I can't remember what it's called now. There's a DOM experiment you need to apply. Sometimes it's a bit tricky, especially when you have some stuff or features in your website where it is pulling through like JavaScript. I'm trying to think of a solution for you. Wait. Right, here's a oh really? Fresh installation? So Lightspeed cache will only do so much. Are you using auto-optimized WP Rocket? Anything like that? Combining CSS can work, but I know sometimes combining CSS can be a bit not so good as well. But are you using auto-optimized WP Rocket, Perf Matters, any other optimization tool? Because Lightspeed cache and all of that, that's more for just caching, to be honest. Then again, does Lightspeed Cache have a combined CSS option? I can't remember. Perf Matters, right? Is there any of these options? Yeah, Lightspeed hasn't. I know WP Fastest Cache has. I think Lightspeed. Can you see anything? Do you have any settings that say, you know, something like that, or So there is an option in W3 Total Cache. In fact, I'm just going to do a quick Google search for you. If I do render blocking, light speed. Hey Abdullah, how you doing? Yes, Xanthi, go back. Of course, I will let you know if I come back smiling or I'm not happy. No, George, don't worry. Sorry, George. Sorry, don't worry. By the way, George, you do what you got to do, okay? You carry on having your relationship with Divi, okay? Don't know if this will help you. Okay, it's a light speed one. Don't know if those links will help, Humberto. Okay. Hey Inderpreet, how you doing? That's right, George. That's right. Ditch the mistress and get on board with Elementor. I'm alright, Abdullah. How you doing? So here's a couple of things some people have said, right? And then some have said also do this as well. So what, George? What, the bit about the mistress? I don't know. I don't know what you get up to, do I? I'm trying to... Like, look, what's happened to today's conversation? What's happened to today's live chat? First, we had to make sure that Dave wasn't creating an erotica author's website. Nothing wrong with it. I'm just trying to help him. And now we're talking about George's relationships with Divi and Elementor. Divi always wins. Right, I'm just going to... I'm just going to go... I know you're joking. I'm just going to go just have a quick toilet break. I'll be back. I'll be back in 2 minutes. But so this currently says back in 5 minutes. But it's actually 2 minutes, okay? But I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll be back. Do you guys like the graphic, by the way? That was done on Canva. It was a, I think it's 500 pixels by, no, it's not 500 pixels. I think it's 400 pixels by 1080 in height. And then just slightly transparent background, just added it in OBS. So that's just a little bit of variety to the live chat. I might get rid of this little bit here. You know this bit down, let me get my fingers right. Down there. I might get rid of that little bit because I think that gets a bit annoying, doesn't it? No, just a quick toilet break. Like, as we used to say in the old days, I went for a slash. Okay, it was a slash. I don't think anyone says that anymore, do they? Where are you going? I'm going for a slash. Hey, Aleko, how you doing? So, we've been live. How long have we been live? We've been live for 42 minutes. And because I've been speaking to you guys, I'm still not even finished this email. And I started writing it 40 minutes ago. How's it meant to feel? Yeah, well, Mahboob, the great thing about the hover menu, the great thing about that hover menu is that you could use it in so many places, not just for your menu. So we're very much used to, you know, when we do social sharing icons, you'll have a row, won't you? You'll have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Insta, whatever along your top or wherever you put it. You can now have a social sharing icon, and when you hover over it, it now shows all the other social sharing areas. So it now means that you could have like an image, or you got a service, right? And there's an icon next door to the service or under it. When you hover over it, it now gives you all this extra info, or even a link, or case study 1, case study 2. I don't know, you know. It's just and what I really like about it is the way that you just have to hover, and there's no close button because it's a hover, right? But it's a funkier way of doing a menu. It's a funky way of doing a menu. Or anything else on your website. Yes, so Abdullah, if you want to share a website, what you got to do is you got to email it to here. In fact, the email is on the screen, isn't it? The email's there, you can't miss it. There's the email. I'll post it here again. Remember though that you might share a website, and it might be that, you know, we kind of go, not sure that can be done in Elementor, but you could try it. You could try it. I mean, I'm basically saying to this person, we're going to have to look at your entire WordPress settings, because it doesn't look to me like they've done anything on their website. That's WordPress settings. See, I'm not even going to say to them WebP. I'm just going to say compressed format. George, that's exactly it. I don't want to. So I'm not even going to say to them we're going to do WebP format. Otherwise, they'll just go away and do it, won't they? I'm going to say compressed format. Because what we got to do now, if we worked with them, you'd have to go into their media library, whatever, export their images out, compress and convert them, put them all back in again. Next gen. Do you like that? Next gen. I'm not even going to put the word next gen. All I've said is, sorry, I can't read it without my glasses. I'm blind. Compressed format. I'm not going to put next gen, just compressed format. Do you reckon I should put next gen? Yeah, you're right, actually. When you say that, yeah, they sort of go, ooh. 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 They'll be like, ooh, make it so. Next gen. Yes, so email over that website, Abdullah, alright. Right, okay. If you're doing a table, this is a painful one, Yakub. So sometimes you can do it in like Excel and then paste over from Excel and it will maintain the tabular format in the description. You just got to be careful of the way it looks though, because it might alternate the rows with the grayscale. I can't remember how I did it, but you could do that. Well, glad to hear you better, Mahboob, alright? Glad to hear you better. Right, let me just shut down my emails and go back in again, just to force it, see if it's just been delayed anywhere. Do you know what was really funny? Yesterday on the Elementor group, someone was not complaining, but they were kind of like... They're gone about how on Safari their website does not work. The images don't load. The pop-ups don't load. That was it, the pop-ups. I checked it on my phone on Safari, then my MacBook on Safari, and I went, yeah, it's fine. What version of Safari are you using? There was the problem. They've never updated Safari. I don't mean to be funny here, but... don't start complaining about Elementor. Oh, Elementor doesn't work on Safari. My pop-ups don't work. Right? Since Safari 14, and we're now on Safari 15.3, I think. So you've definitely not updated. Stick your phone on charge at night and make sure it updates. You'll be okay. Right, okay, so Abdullah, I'm going to do yours first, because Mahboob has also emailed. Whoa, my battery, sorry. I just realised my battery was about to run out then. Elementor doesn't work on my Windows 98. Well, you know. Oh dear, right, okay, so... right, okay, so this website is one that Abdullah has sent over. And we're going to just kind of talk to him about, well, how would you create this using Elementor? Right, so let's do that. Let's get rid of that. Whoa, wrong. No. Where's my... whoa, no. Let me just make sure I've got the right... for some reason, it's gone to the wrong camera. Hold on a second. There we go. That's all right now. There we go. Yep, cool. We're in. Right. Are you guys ready? No, Mahboob. You're not missing a lot. You're not missing a lot. No, so this is a... No, George. This isn't Abdullah's website. This is a website that... he wants to know how they did the design is what he wants to know. Not, he hasn't created this. This is something someone's done and he wants to know how they did it. So if we just now refresh this, okay. Okay, so basically they've got like the landing page is obviously background image, and then they got a box, well, a boxed width with logo. the text, and then obviously you enter site. Now when you enter the site, oh, okay, I see what they did there. Because the feathers moved there. The feathers moved there, and I'm not sure about that bit. But anyway, you got your menu, obviously. That's going to take you to the shop, because that takes them to the products. Okay, so that takes to the products. Let me dismiss that. Let me just take it back to... I have to say, though, it's not the most... I don't think it's the best experience. I'm going to say this now. Look, when I do this... where the return, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. This is a lot of JavaScript going on here now. Okay, look at this. But look, there's no return to the top. And when I do return to the top, it was okay there. The first time I did it, it didn't work very well. Your menu, that's just your pop-up off-canvas menu coming in. So when you click that, that's coming in. I mean, this isn't that tricky. These are just backgrounds, and then you got background overlay with the feathers. Obviously, images, text. You got, that could be a divider line that you could rotate and position wherever you want. Even a spacer line you could create. There's nothing here that makes me go, you couldn't do this in Elementor. Look, you got some background movement there with an overlay, whatever. You could do this all in Elementor. The only bits which I think you're going to have a think about is obviously you got the mouse. You got this whole blue bit appearing here. So I'm not a specialist in that kind of thing at all. But it's the mouse, like, bit of JavaScript or bit of code you'd have to add to code snippets. But yeah, this can all be done in Elementor. This can all be done. It's just I'm not sure about the code you'd use for this though. I'm not sure about the code you would use for the the hover of the menu. So let's just check, how would this look? Responsinator. Let's just check how this is going to look on the mobile. Right, so when we enter the site, whoa. Why is the mouse not appearing? There we go. It looks okay. It looks fine. Obviously, it's just different versions and all that. GSAP. That's that. Ah, right, yeah. I am not an expert on GSAP at all. At all. But that work. That's just like your normal off-canvas menu, whatever. But yeah. So it can be done, but you're just going to have to play around a bit. I need to do a video on this, actually. I need to do a video on this. You mean like with this where it does the animation? It's a bit of HTML. GSAP is like Boy steroids. Uses a lot of GSAP. It's not an area I've delved into. I don't get involved into hardcore JavaScripting or anything like that, so I don't really do the GSAP kind of thing. I do need to experiment with it. Right, I'm gonna go to Mahboob's website. So Mahboob, do you want us to open it? So this is Mahboob's website. So over here we've got, what's this then? Okay, yeah, that's good. That's kind of nice. It's a nice little effect there. You got a bit of movement though when I click it. So can you see here? Watch the page here. You'll see it when I click it. It didn't do it there, did it? Yeah, it does there. Look, can you see it moves a bit, and then when I hit it, it goes back again. There's a bit of movement there. But I do think that's nice. Consultation. Just watch the spelling. Just watch the spelling, obviously. Connect with us. Image overlap. Obviously, this is just a template, isn't it? Or something's a one-page layout. Yeah, just watch the spelling. Okay, that's this bit here kind of jumps out at me. So you know where you got your... So over here, you got the staggered box and then you got this. There's something about this here where I feel like this needs to be further down a bit. I don't know why. Because you've got space here. Let me show you. Because you've got this space here of about... What is it? What is it? Oops. Moved it too much. Wait, let me just do this properly. There we go. So it's about 40, right? And then over here... I feel like all of that needs to come down a bit, down to here. So I think it needs to come down a bit. So just drop this down by about 20. So the top of this crate needs to start here. It's just tiny. It's not a lot of change, but I think it just needs to be come down. But this bit here jumps at me. It jars me. You then got this text here, and then you got this big space, and then this isn't even the same. Like, look, that's what, 5 pixels? So it needs to be 40. It's almost like if you're setting like this pattern, this needs to be 40 from the top there. And in this, I'm not sure having that there with this empty space. That's not working well for me, that. This image here just is not... This image here is not working for me either, and I'll tell you why. Right now, this image flows because it's got that faded effect. It kind of flows there. I get that. Exactly, George, right? Pixel spacing. I'm so anal on that. This image works as well, okay? Because it kind of... I can still get that green vibe in there. This image, even though there's green, it's now taken me out of the branding of the site, I feel like. Because I'm now getting loads more other colours. Pink, blue, red, yellow. It's pulling me out of the theme. And I would say get this image to be more of a faded effect like that one. To keep me within the... Because that's now jumping me out. That image there is pulling me out. This image here is okay. Because again, I'm still getting that nice kind of... There's tiny bit of green. But I feel like that kind of simple, very clean toned kind of look, it just works for me a bit better. I'm just wondering here, you know here where you've got this space here, I would like to see more space, because if I take this as an example, you got white space, right? Got white space, and then over here we've got white space again, mainly because of the shape divider. But then we get here, and all of a sudden, this just feels cramped at the top and at the bottom there. It's like no space, hardly any space. So I would say, yeah, well, Abdullah, yeah, I would say you need to get a bit of spacing there. 60, 80, play around with that. Yeah, okay. This is where you may want to have a think though. So right at the minute, you've done this right with green. And when I go here, targeting is green, but then research is still stuck as green. But I'm now on targeting. So it's a bit like, I would say, replicate this for the research as well. So I use a MacBook. If you do Command-Shift-5, this is how I do like screen capture the whole screen, selected window, selected position, or record the whole screen or a selected position. And I can pick, like, if I go for like if I'm going to do a record, I can decide if my microphone will be on or not. But if I do screen capture, I can do this and I can do a screenshot of that. But the great thing about this tool is, can you see the numbers? So I can literally measure the width and the height, and I go, right, okay, how big is that exactly? Gudging, super tool. On the MacBook. Right, get started today. I would definitely get some spacing here, 80 again. Pull all of these down, because it either pull them down or overlap them. So this is where you're going to make a decision. Either you pull them down, right? So you got that green banner, and then you've pulled them down, so there's white space, or You know where you've got these green? You overlap them. So if this was your green right now, let's just get it the right size. Okay. Something like that. Right? That is, how big is it? About 150-ish. I would now do something like that. And then you got to increase the green. It's that green banner. You got to increase the padding of it and then overlap it so that green, half of it just goes over. Well, not completely half, but I think half would work. Even something like that would work. But you got to increase the bottom padding there. Yep, snip tool, yeah. So yeah, I would increase that. There you go, Humberto. Auto-optimize. Right, sorry, I'm just going to jump out now just to... Auto-optimize, Humberto. See? That's why I use it. That's why I use it. Right, back to this website. Sorry, I got excited because, yeah, that's the reason I use auto-optimize. It just does loads of stuff for me for free. Right, I hope this is making sense, Mahboob, okay? I hope this is making sense with the overlap. Increase the green padding. You need much more green padding, then you can overlap. Otherwise, this will be right underneath there. You want a bit of spacing. Obviously, these are still to be filled in, but it's good that you've got equal layout. That's nice. Yeah, this is okay. I quite like this. I don't know if you can see on the screen, there's like a very pale pastel green colour there. That's good. Again, you know the bottom here. Can you see the bottom of this? It's touching this green bit. Make sure you've got some padding of the white area. Separate it out. No need for it to be like too close. Humberto, for you to get that score without any content for the mobile and desktop is kind of where things start off with. Some people say, why is it 99? Well, that's because you've got auto-optimize and that affects the score a bit. But 99, 100 and 100 desktop is exactly where you want to be, Humberto. Exactly where you want to be. Because that's the video I did, the page speed 2022 video. That's exactly where you want to be. Do your header, right? No, this is a carousel. This is a carousel that Mahboob's put in. So this is a carousel showing one at a, no, but this is templates. So you can add a template into the carousel when you design your layout, or maybe you're using a different plugin. But it's a carousel. Show one slide at a time. But yeah, Humberto, the video I said, you do your header and then test the score again to check it's, you should still be hitting 99 for your mobile, okay? Do the header and test. Then do the hero banner and test for the mobile, for the desktop, right? Don't move on to section 3, section 4, section 5. No. Get that header and that hero banner to be still hitting 99%. If it's 98, 97, it's okay, but what you want to do is stop it going to 80%. Again, you just need to do a bit of space. You need to just increase your spacing. I think we've said that enough now. Because otherwise it's just too close to the bottom and the top. Yeah, this is good, the accordion. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Again, your margins. I would increase the spacing here. So you know here, where you've got this bit here, like that, I would have at least 40 before you get to those logos. It's just a bit too close to the top there. I know you've got it's the same space there, but here it kind of, you get away with it. But here, I feel like they just need to be pulled down a bit. And then I would definitely have about 40 again. Have at least 40 here before you padding at the top there. 80, not 80 VH height, as in like 80 pixels. 80 VH is 80% of your page. You don't want to do that. 80 pixels will do. This, I have to be honest, I'm not liking, really, because this is all left aligned. Get this all to be left aligned as well. Contact us, right? Underneath your phone, underneath that have the email, underneath that have the social sharing icons. This just isn't working for me, you know, because look here, you know, it's mainly left aligned except for the button, or you got that middle bit there. But I would say get all of that to be left aligned. I mean, even the connectors, that's got to be lowercase, because connect us, it's like connect the US. You know, connectors, connect with us. You know, connect with us would sound much more natural and better. You have that there. You have the phone. Underneath you have the email. Underneath you then have that. What you are missing though is that this is not a clickable link. So you might want to think about that. You want to be using this as the link for that. So mail to add email here. Right, so use that. And obviously then you got the bottom. Boom. Are we done? We're done. Did that help, Mahboob? So in quick succession, we have now... Don't worry, Mahboob. Spelling and typos you can sort out. Don't worry, don't worry. Don't worry about that. We all not make mistakes, have typos, and then we go and improve and edit. So we've just done 2 quick, in succession, boom, 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 website reviews. Interpreet's also sent. I noticed that, Interpreet. I'm just looking in Dupree at something you just sent. I'm just double checking, alright. Just bear with me. I'm just inspecting it, okay, Interpreet, just to see what is it. Trying to work it out. Where is it? Is it a video? I think it's a video. Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame. Azan, can you share a trick to get more web design clients? Social media. Are you using social media every day to talk about you, your life, and what you're doing? Are you using LinkedIn? Are you sharing your profile? The tricky ones. I'm trying to work out where did they use a video, or is it? I don't think it's a video. But yeah, Zan, a lot of it. There is no. Yeah, take care, Mahboob. There is no bulletproof way of how you're going to get clients. Because if there was, everyone would be doing it by now, and everyone would know about it. So there's no bulletproof way. And I hear this a lot. How can I get clients? A lot of it comes down to what do you do and how do you do it. And how engaged are you with the market, with people, like on LinkedIn, like social media? Are you showcasing your work, what you do, what solutions you do, what are you good at, what are you an expert in? Do you have a niche? Azan, do you have a niche area that you're really top and good at? I'm struggling to work out how this one is done. In fact, let me just do something else. Detector. Let me do detector Elementor. That might be able to work it out. Short code. That's how they did it. So Interpret, what he's looking, it's a short code. I'm just trying to get the short code, or I reckon it's templates. So you know when you see that URL, George, it's the revolving icons. That is short code. I'm just trying to see. I think I found it. No, I didn't find it. There it is. Ah, found it. No, I haven't found it. I'm talking crap. I haven't found it. Because what I want to see, yeah, is that a in fact, I'll know when I refresh it. Because it could be a Lottie that is just playing right, forever playing, on another template that's been added in, you see. Not use the heat map, no. Yes, we did. Let me find it, Stacy. Woo. Here we go, Stacy. So bulk resize. There we go. Whoa, we've just got to get rid of some emails here. No, I've not used AMP. I've not used AMP with Elementor. It's one of those I've never had to. I mean, I care about my page speed and performance and all of that, but I've never had a need to use anything like AMP. So I'm rubbish. I'm telling you any good advice about that one. Exactly, and that's the thing. That's the thing, Jada. Jada beats. So it's one of those things where if I have a need to do it, and I'm the positives or the pros for using it make sense, then I will go use it. But if not, then I don't. Number one, it takes too long to investigate. Guys, I still haven't finished this damn email. So I'm going to write here, prevent Google font fetching. The client ain't going to know what the heck this is. They're going to go, huh? Prevent Google font fetching. Add fonts if available. They ain't going to know a clue, are they? No. So, I can't get the code. I'm trying to work out, but I can't. So what I was using was, the way I know it's a short code, right, is, let me show you, okay? Let me show you. Here. Put the URL into here, Indapre. Put the URL into that website. And it tells me that entire section is a shortcode. Right? That entire section is a shortcode. SEO, well, yeah, SEO for us is separate. So if you want us to do site engine optimization, you've got to pay for it. Either it's done now or it's done later. If it's done later, the cost is more. If you have it done now, it's a little bit less. Okay. If I gave 2 Elementor tips, what are my tips? Custom local fonts, right? And custom local fonts and test and build at every stage. So when you do your header, you build it, you test it in the tablet, you test it in the mobile, you test it page speed. You build it, desktop, tablet, mobile, page speed. Then you go to the next section, hero banner maybe. Build it, desktop, tablet, mobile, page speed. Then you go to the next section, you go through the same thing, and eventually you get to a point where every time you do a section, you just copy, you're just duplicating and modifying the content. Because when you build it on the tablet and the mobile, if you've decided you're going to have 15 pixel padding left and right on the mobile, or 2%, 5% padding left and right for your section, when you reuse that, and that section already has a header and a text editor in there, and you've done all your REM sizing and whatever, when you reuse it, and you now pick up an element that you've already used or a button, you've already done all the hard work. You've optimized it, you've made it as good as you can. But you gotta keep testing and that. How long do you usually spend building a website? Basic website, 2 days. Because obviously you gotta get sign off on the homepage from the client and stuff like that. WooCommerce, we can turn around in 3 to 4 days. Depending on the amount of products, of course. Directory website, 5 to 6 days because there's a bit more going on in there. Appointment booking websites, you're looking at about 3 to 4 days as well. We don't use templates. We don't like to use templates. We like to build it from scratch with Hello, Elementor Pro and all that to what the client needs. Azan, I have a question. In India, clients pay not that much money. Yep, they don't. To make website, can you share anything? Is there anything I need to improve? Well, this is where you have to what you have to kind of do is say, okay, to build your website, this is what you're going to get. Right? If you want SEO, there's a bit extra. If you want us to sort out your page speed performance, there's a bit more. If you need us to set up your connections to Google Search Console and Google Analytics, you pay a bit more. Do they need you to transfer the domain from their domain registered area to their hosting platform or whatever? They got to pay for that because that takes time. Setting up their emails. It takes time, doesn't it? Sometimes it's quick and easy. Sometimes it's 2 hours because you're on the phone to their email provider because the text record or the MX record's not working, whatever. "30 minutes in a technical help chat. Who with? Anyone from here, Peter? Anyone we know? Oh, sorry, you mean has something interesting happened here? No, we reviewed a couple of websites that some of the people here have asked just for a quick review on. Okay, if it's a website project, so here's how we think, right? We will have worked out how many hours roughly it's going to take to do a project. That is then the cost of the project. Because what we don't say is every WooCommerce website is, let's just pretend $1,000. Every WooCommerce website is $1,000. No, because one WooCommerce website might be more complicated than another WooCommerce website. So you assess it on the time. Right? Like even a basic website. A basic 5-page website and another 5-page website, they can't be the same cost. Because one website, it might just be 2 sections per page. Basic, nothing complicated. Another website, the home page might be 20 sections. The second page might be 20 sections, loads of stuff going on. So even a 5-page website, it's not WooCommerce, it's not a booking, it's not a directory, there's no LMS. Even then, you got to look at it and go, what is the cost? If someone comes to you and says, I need you to increase our page speed, like the quote I'm doing now, I'm saying to them, here's the cost for your home page. Every other page, there will be an extra cost. The home page is more because it's your back-end plugins, your WordPress settings, your images, your custom fonts, all of this stuff. And once we do it here for the home page, there should technically be a knock-on effect because you're not having to duplicate work. You might need to rework some bits. So you got to kind of assess it on the time. If you start, here's the mistake people make, right? On Fiverr, on Upwork, on loads of platforms, in India especially, or they go, yeah, $30 for a website, $50 for a website, WooCommerce $100, whatever. You don't even know at the moment what the work is, and you're already setting a price. So we say the website is from £920, from $920. If we use a template because you just want to plug it in, it'll be a lot cheaper because we're not really doing much work. You're just going to install, load up, boom, 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 content images, boom, away we go. If, however, we are going to build from scratch, whatever, $920 starts from there. After that, the price is dependent on the content, the amount of work, the amount of time. Yeah, starting at. So you basically say, and remember what I said the other day, you want to do it in such a way that if you get paid 50% up front and then the client disappears or the job never gets finished, that 50% was what you wanted to feel satisfied. You are satisfied with that. That is good. You got profit, you're happy. The final 50%, that's the extra. So when you complete, you get that. That's the extra you want. That's even better. What you don't want to do is get 50%. You're on the project for a week. Client disappears, whatever. But that 50% barely paid for a day's work, whatever. So think about that. Romania, Interpret. So this is your question about the short code. I'm struggling to get the short code for that. I'm struggling there. Back to Romania. How much do you charge a local business? Starts from $920, Romania. A basic website with a contact form will start from $920. If it's just one page with a contact form, I might charge him half a day. So we might go, okay, look, we'll do it for $420, $450, half a day's work. But don't underprice yourself, okay? That is risky, Jada. However, if you know that this could be a high rewarding ticket item and you trust them that they won't muck you around and they'll be honest about their sales, which you probably can see as well if you're building the website, so you know what you're owed, then very good chance. Cheers, George. By the way, I've just seen your email come through. That's what I thought. That's what I kind of said. I thought it was a lottie. Is it a lottie they're doing? Yeah, so what they've got is, so George has double checked as well in Dupree. I had a feeling they might have been playing a lottie or even like an image. I did wonder, have they just got it on rotate? So George has confirmed that as well. So they've got an image with just a rotate on there. You could do it as a lottie. You could do it as a rotate. In fact, it's not a rotate, because rotate is when you scroll up and down. So it's a lottie. They've just got a spinning lottie. Because it loads up so quick, you see. So in Dupree, yeah. Nice one, George, for confirming that. Yeah, but Azan, I think what Mark is trying to say to you is, how are you getting... So at the moment, the only way you're getting clients is by people going to a friend's office or store photo studio. Right. So Azan, have you ever had any clients? Have you ever had any clients? How many clients have you had? Romania, if you think 400 euros is the starting point for you, then go with it. Go with it. Just say from 400. And then SEO, there's a bit more. Page speed performance, there's a bit more. Maybe some other stuff. They're the add-ons. Maybe they want you to set up their Elementor cloud. Right, there's a cost for that. Don't give away half an hour or an hour here for free, because people take advantage of that. Right, so Azan, let's say there's 10, right? Now tell me, were those 10 happy with you? Of the 10, how many were happy with what they got from you? And then, so I want to know how many of the 10 were happy, and of the 10, what was the average price? $30, $50, $100. What was the average price? Just tell me that. Exactly what Mark is saying. If 400 euros is the competitive price, you got to go with it. Don't overprice. If you've got clients desperate to work with you, you can push your prices up astronomically, right? However, if you want to get people and they kind of work with you, don't overprice, but don't underprice. So Azan, of the 10, how many were happy, and what's the average price across all 10? Doesn't matter what they were, but average, roughly, what was the common price? Yeah, so if one of them was 20,000 rupees, but the bulk of them were 100 rupees, say 100, okay? Don't give me the one outlier, which is a rare one. How many of the 10 were happy? Average price. And what was the average price? Common average price. Give us that, Azan, and then I'll give you your answer. Or I'll give you a solution. Not an answer, a possible solution. An option. Right, I'm only going to be talking for about 10 more minutes, because I just have a bit of a break before my 2-hour IKEA consultation call about interior design. And I will tell you tomorrow if it went really well or tragic. I swallowed my oxygen then. Right, okay. So, firstly, what Mark is saying, establish a presence, social media. You know, what's the rough India price? So, Azan, you're telling me 8 of them were really happy. Was that $8,000 to $10,000? Is that $8,000 to $10,000 when you say 8 to 10k? Was that 8 to 10,000 US dollars? Are we talking, or is that rupees? I'm not sure. Indian rupee, right? Okay, right. Let me just do a quick conversion, right? Yeah, rupee. What is the conversion rate? So you're saying, let's just say 10,000, right? Okay, So to put it into context, okay, because I think it's important, okay, that is about 75 US dollars, or about £100, 100 British pounds, and roughly $70. Right. So here's what you do, Azan, okay? You contact those 8 clients that were happy with you. You can even contact the ones that weren't, but maybe the 8 that were is your first step. You contact them and you say to them, do you have any friends or family or anyone else that needs a website? If you refer those people to you, right, to you, and they have a website built, so they've got to refer to you and have a website built, right? You will pay the referrer 500 rupees. Maybe. I don't know. 1,000 rupees. I don't know how much. I don't know what. Would 500 rupees mean anything to them? To the previous client? Or 1,000 rupees? Would it mean something to them? Would it mean something to them? Because if it means something to them, right? Exactly what Inderpreet's saying. Collect testimonial referrals. That's how you do the pricing strategy. You start here. You get more referrals. You get more well known. You go up. So what you're now doing is you're saying to them, refer, right? 500 rupees probably means something to them. You're not paying them out your pocket. You only pay them when the client who had a website built, when they pay and that job completes and you get income, you take 500 rupees and you pay them. And every time they refer to you with a website, you pay them. Every time you, and then your future, and then this new client, you say the same thing to them. You refer to me, a website is built, I will pay you 500 rupees. And it goes on and on and on. There's no pyramid scheme. You're only paying the person who referred. So when another client refers, you pay them. You don't pay the person that referred them, who referred them, who referred them. No. You're just paying the one who referred. Does that make sense, Azan? So have a think about it. Work out what you would like to reward them. 100 rupees, 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees. And you go with that. Even better, what George has said. And then what they do is they give George the biggest email he's ever seen in his life for what he could have done better. I bet what they say to George when George gets that list, they say to him, you should have used Elementor. Right, I'm going to stop in about 4 minutes, everyone, okay? It comes with practice, Romania. It really does. It comes with practice. It's one of those things where you got to have a bad experience to learn from it, to then go, right, this is how I'm going to do it differently or improve the way I do it. Yeah, take care, Peter. Have an IKEA day. I will. Because if you have lovely, lovely meetings all the time, the minute you have a bad one, it rocks you. So you got to have a bad experience, whatever, and sometimes then you find out how you need to adapt or what you need to look out for. Of course, George, of course. Hey, I know. No, I don't actually. I was going to say that, but no, that won't even work. But yeah, no. I think it's really good that you're able to work on both, to be honest. I think that's good. Let me finish that damn emails. I got my IKEA meeting. I've not even written the email. 1 hour 36, and then all I've written of the emails about 3 paragraphs. Boom, boom, boom. God, I get carried away talking. Yeah, take care, Romania. I mean, we'll be shutting off in about 3 minutes now, anyway. I've also said they need to pay in full as well, because here's the other thing as well. When you work on here's the other thing. If someone comes to you and says, "Hi, can you like improve our website or whatever?" Okay, that website is live. That website is on their preferred hosting platform, right? Which means they're probably going to take a backup every day or whatever. Which means that whatever improvements you do, it's going to be live for them, unless it's done on a staging site or something. So you could do the work, and they could screw you then. They could just say, right, we're not going to pay you, whatever. We thought the score would be higher or whatever. And you could do all the work, but they've got the product, right? You don't have the keys to the product. They are the key admin. They can, once they're done, delete you away from admin rights or whatever, right? So when it comes to improve, if we're now improving on a website or the performance, I ask for the money up front. What we don't do is say, pay us 50%, because we're in a different situation here now. So if you say if this is like 1 or 2 days work, I want to be paid up front, because I now want to know that they are going to pay for the work. Whereas when you're building a website, 50% up front, 50% at the end, it kind of works. But when they have full control over the website and the hosting and everything else, and that's because it's a lesson I learned a long time ago with a client who then did not pay a penny because the relationship just went sour because they were so difficult to work with. And we did loads of work with them. But they were so crafty, they had backups and copies of the website. So when we said, right, we're going to delete the website because you're not paying what you owe us, they didn't care. Because they had the backups or whatever, so they could just reinstall and do what they want. Right, I am now going to cut off now because I've overshot by 2 minutes. I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. Have fun. It's been great chatting, by the way. I like to think you all enjoyed it. Take care, see you all soon. Bye.